Before we start the show, I just had 2 quick reminders in the show notes. If you have a question for the show, there's a questionnaire form you can fill out, and we'll read your question on the next show. Also, if you need help with real estate, there is a form in the show notes as well for that. Or you can refer us to a friend. Anywhere in the country, we can find a realtor for them. Lastly, if you would like to see videos from clips from each episode, we have been posting them to our Instagram page and our Facebook page. We're a little leaking with the Facebook, but we are getting that up to speed. So check those out. Instagram is Home Collective Happy Hour, and our Facebook page is Happy Hour with the Home Collective. Thanks again for your support, and enjoy the show. It's 5 o'clock. It's happy hour. What are you drinking, Kristin?
I am drinking something called hoop tea.
Hoop tea?
Hoop tea. Wait, let me show you.
Like
let me show you the bag. No,
like an old school Cadillac.
Let me show you the actual bag it comes in. And I said bag. I did say bag, not bottle. Look.
Bag? I'm so confused. Okay, so it looks like a bag of wine or a box of wine, but it's just in a bag,
like a giant Capri Sun kind of thing.
What is that?
we were just in Maryland. I love this hoop tea. We were just in Maryland.
Okay.
We were down in Ocean City, Maryland, closing up the house for the season. And it's spiked iced tea. They have all different flavors, and they come in like a bag, or sometimes on draft down there. And it's an Ocean City thing, but it is the one that I'm drinking today is peach black tea, and it's delicious.
All right, so it's like a twisted tea type of deal, where it's like a boozy tea,
kind of like that.
Okay,
yeah, like a boozy tea.
All right, when it's in a bag with a spigot.
Yeah. It's like an adult Capri Sun, but giant size.
An adult Capri Sun with 6 people. Nothing says
class like a giant bag
like
of
a
hoop
bag
tea.
of booze with a spigot.
Listen, I never said I was fancy.
Listen, this is a judgment-free zone, Kristin.
I know. I'm so excited to drink it, though. I love it. As soon as I saw it, I was like,
let
I'm
me
bringing
intro
this
my
home.
drink, and then we can get started. I am drinking.
Yeah.
Still in my October mood, even though we're in November. I'm drinking my Southern Tier Pumpkin, my favorite pumpkin beer. So let's do it. Cheers. Happy hour.
Cheers. Happy hour. So we just had Halloween. You have a son, little Robbie. I heard that he went as Spider-Man again for Halloween.
Yeah.
How did it go?
Spider-Man again, which is funny because I was Spider-Man 3 years in a row as a kid. Not
you
recently.
Were 3 years in a row?
But yeah, as a kid.
I mean, obviously not recently.
3 years in a row. And that was the old school, like, where the costumes were like trash bag material and just had the plastic thing with the string. You know, as you're running down the street, like your crotch rips, you know what I mean? And then your pants are all...
Oh, I remember
after
them.
the second house,
they came in a box.
your pants are all hanging off. You look like the Incredible Hulk shredded pants by the third house.
Yep.
And the other thing with him being Spider-Man the second year in a row, of course, you still can't save any money on a costume because, you know, he's bigger from last year. So now I have 2 little kid Spider-Man costumes. But these kids, man, I don't want to, this is going to totally sound like an old man, like get off my lawn. They are spoiled, man. These kids, man. 3 trick-or-treats. 3. I don't remember having 3. Did you have 3?
What do you mean 3?
Okay.
You mean 3 different nights?
3 different nights.
Do you mean 3 different?
3 nights.
What? No. We had 1 night. We had
100%.
Halloween. It was always Halloween.
Okay. The Friday previous, Cinnamon did, and they've been doing this, I guess, for years. It's only our second year. It's a trunk or treat at Memorial Park. So all these cars that sponsor it, they go and they pop their, they have like SUVs and they pop the back and they decorate it and it's all like themed. Like you might have a Beetlejuice car and you might have like a
that's kind of cool.
Lord of the Rings car. I don't know, whatever. Halloween scary, and some of it's like over the top scary. Like there's a little Chucky running around last year scaring my son. He was running away from him, and so this is how packed it was. Plus it was 80 degrees that day. we waited in line for an hour to get to the first car. And then there were 40 cars at the event that we had to say trick or treat to and get candy. 40. I mean, it was great. They put on like an awesome night. They had a DJ. They had this gigantic screen in the field where they played Haunted Mansion for the kids at night. It started at 7:30, so there was like a movie in the park. I mean, it was a total blowout. But I mean, it was huge. So that's pretty much the trick or treat for around here. Because they do that, the kids don't really go around, I guess. I guess on Halloween night for Cinnamon much. But then that Saturday, we had a South Philly run because Packer Park does their Halloween the Saturday before Halloween. So then everybody knows when it is and when the kids are coming around, and it's like 3 to 5. And that was packed because Saturday was beautiful. So, and my buddy, you know, I have a few friends that live there, and I have 2 of them were both having parties. So I had to stop at both. And then my one buddy puts out this, he's got 2 kids, and he put out this ridiculous spread with like hoagie tray and roast pork sandwiches and homemade wine and a bouncy house for the kids. I mean, it was like, it was all day. It was like from 3 to 8, you know? And then we didn't even do Halloween night yet. You know what I mean? So then we do trick or treat with actually Dan and Missy in Moorestown. Because Dan's development has a lot of kids, so all the parents are outside. So we did that there. So finally, after the 3rd night and a ridiculous amount of candy, we have passed Halloween. By the time Halloween comes, I'm exhausted and I'm already like over Halloween. You know, the wife had the decorations up from September. I got this humongous spider web from the front lawn over the door with these 2 gigantic spiders the size of, you know, I don't even know, the size of like body pillows, like these 2 things, which my son named both spiders. One was Skinny Legs and the other one was Matt. I don't know where he got the names from.
Matt.
Yeah. Skinny Legs and Matt.
Skinny Legs and Matt.
We're hanging off my house since mid-September. So.
Oh my God. Well, that's the thing, too. We were just talking about this, Billy and I, like, growing up, we didn't, you know, people would put, like, a little something on their door or, like, in their front window, but not, like, decorate the lawn. I mean, there were the few houses that would do, like, go all out, but that was not the norm. But nowadays, I feel like every house is, like, decorated like crazy. I mean, even just if you go into Target, it's just, like, tons and tons of stuff for your lawn and your
Lowe's
house to decorate, or Lowe's or wherever. Yeah,
it's crazy.
That wasn't the case.
It's a lot of fun.
Younger.
It is a lot of fun. I like looking at all the decorations and stuff. But man, these kids are spoiled now. Get off my lawn. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God! Actually, I have to ask you one funny thing though, Billy, and I just watched this last night. Do you like Bill Burr?
Yeah. Old Dads?
Okay. He has an Old Dads. Have you seen it?
Why do you think of me when you're watching a show called Old Dads?
The whole time. Billy and I were like, this is Bill Ball. This is Bill Ball. This is Bill Ball. The end, I didn't like the end. It got like goofy, but the beginning was so funny, I thought. Just his like anger issues and oh my God. I had to tell you, you have to watch that movie. I'm so glad you already saw it.
No, I haven't seen it, but what was funny was my buddy on Saturday was telling me, he's like, you got to watch Bill Burr's because we're all old dads. Me and a lot of my friends got married late. So we're all in the same boat, which is awesome because we're all like, what the hell are we doing? I'm exhausted. You know what I mean? So we all have the same complaints. It's so funny. It's just funny, man. But I'll check it out.
You would like
it.
I think the end. I didn't love the end of it, but it was. But yeah, it was. It got kind of just like I don't know, like all those movies do. It was so. It starts off so funny, and then it kind of like fizzles. But it's worth seeing for you. Right. The whole time we thought of you.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to be flattered or insulted. To be honest with you, I guess I'll find out when I watch it.
Yeah, you'll find out. You need to watch it. And Bill Burr's.
How was your Halloween?
But yeah, it was good. It was pretty uneventful. you know where we live. We're in a neighborhood where there's a lot of trick-or-treaters actually, but we're set back off the street. We're down a driveway and we don't really have lights on the house yet. We didn't put any like landscaping lights out yet. So our house looks very dark and people don't really come down the driveway. Yeah, we have the haunted house.
You should have had them walk into that room. That's where you should have your trick-or-treating. Kristin has this room that's awesome and scary as hell at the same time. So what did you call that? The portrait room, where there's nothing in there except these like oil paintings.
Yeah, they're all portraits, floor to ceiling, like the whole room.
We have to put. I think we talked about this last year. Can we got to get a couple pictures of that room, and we'll put it on the Instagram for this episode. Because what you should have is Billy dressed up or you dressed up scary at the door. First of all, get some lights for the kids already. Would you put some lawn lights out so they can walk down your mile driveway and find the house?
It's not a mile. It's not at all a mile.
And then you can open the front door and you know what I mean? You're like the butler and you point them to the scary room. Then they got to walk in the scary room to get the candy. You can have crazy shit in there. You'd be the hit of the neighborhood.
Yeah. I bet there's some pretty cool places around here for Halloween.
Yeah, that would be.
Anyway, it was pretty uneventful.
Yeah, that's cool. Any parties or anything?
Yeah. No, not this year. Well, I will just mention that I'm not divorced at the moment, but I could very well be because I have dragged Billy the last 2 weekends to reunions. And he is not a reunion person. And my first was last weekend, which was a 30th high school reunion.
That's right. How'd that go?
And I dragged him there. It was a lot of fun, although it wasn't that well attended. We had a huge graduating class. It was almost like 600 people. And there were probably only like 60 people that came to the thing. But it was fun. We still had a good time, and the Phillies were playing. And I guess we should mention we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We hope we didn't jinx anything. They won that night, but anyway, that was last weekend, and then this weekend we were down in Ocean City, Maryland, because the restaurant that I worked in for like 7 summers and a winter was having their 50th anniversary party of the restaurant. So they did like an employee party, like a reunion of all the employees that they've had over the last 50 years. So it was a whole bunch of people. I dragged Billy to that. It was a blast. It was so much fun.
Did he have fun or no?
He did have fun. I mean, it's also open bar.
Well,
so
yeah,
like,
that helps.
How hard is it? You're down at the beach and it's open bar.
Helps.
So like, come on, you can't really complain that much. But we had so much fun. We just had fun. But
I was going to say, because Billy is, you kind of know what he's thinking. You know what I mean? He
doesn't hide it well.
Hiding it. When he walks in a room, you know right away. Now, I'm not saying he can't bounce out of it with a couple cocktails, and he normally does. But I could just picture him walking in like, hey, here I am. Got to go talk to this jabroni. All right, how you doing, jabroni? Tell me how important you are. I don't care. Where's the booze?
Oh, my God.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty much?
Yeah.
I love it. See, I just want to watch him interact with those folks.
I know.
That's my entertainment.
It was definitely pretty funny.
Awesome.
But no, he was a very good sport for the last 2 weekends. I really tortured him the last 2 weekends. So yeah. So anyway,
awesome.
that's my story. So I guess we should mention that we think maybe we jinxed the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
Wah, wah.
Yeah.
They did not make it to the World Series as we predicted in our last episode, and we didn't even predict. We were sure they were going to the World Series.
I'm still not 100% that it couldn't happen somehow. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, no, I mean, definitely. The whole time I'm like, this is just ridiculous. This should be happening.
It's like they fell off a cliff. Well, this is podcast problems. See, we try to be all organized and we try to record early so we're always ahead. And because the last season and the season before, we would record the night before, and sometimes you're scrambling to get ready and you miss something. And so we're like, let's just record ahead. Well, this is podcast problems. When there's sports happening and you're recording the week before you're going to release it, it's already date, so we kind of, we're learning
shouldn't make predictions like that.
We're learning.
But
listen, we're Philly fans. We love our teams. Of course, we're going to say they're going to win. I mean, what are we supposed to say?
Yeah.
I think they're going to lose
I know.
because I'm afraid to jinx them. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I'm fine with my prediction. I didn't jinx anybody. I didn't strike out at all in the World Series. You know what I mean? I didn't have any errors. I was just some jabroni on my couch, crying into my pillow. I mean, what did I do? Not my fault.
I really did feel like that next day. I felt like, I don't know. I felt like I got punched in the gut.
Everybody
It was
did.
not a good feeling. Yeah, it was really not a good feeling.
Listen to this real quick. So everyone's going through this, okay? Every diehard fan who's been, watches regularly and everyone felt like they got punched in the stomach. So fast forward to Sunday, this past Sunday, or Sunday, I shouldn't even say that. The Sunday where the Eagles played the Washington Commanders. I almost said Redskins. Yeah.
Commanders. I know.
So me and my brother, so they're struggling against the Commanders, and we know the Eagles are really, really good. And, the last time they played the Commanders, they actually almost lost. They went to overtime. They had to go into overtime to beat this stinking team. So all my friends are saying, all right, the Eagles finally look like they're back. This game should be over by halftime. Like, they shouldn't be hanging around. So during the game, me and my brother are sitting next to each other, we're watching the game. And it's like halftime, it's going into the third quarter, and we're sick. And we're both literally saying to each other, since that Phillies series, I don't even know why I do this to myself anymore. Like, what am I doing? Like, what? I need to find something else to do with my time because I'm no longer even enjoying this because I'm sick to my stomach. My brother was like, I couldn't even I didn't watch any sports after the Phillies. I shut the TV. I don't watch college football. I couldn't watch anything. I barely was getting up for this game. He's like, and I'm going, you know what? It's nice weather. I'm just going to go to the park with my son during the game. Of course, the Eagles are playing Dallas, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to miss it. No, I'm just going to go to the park and I'm just going to go have fun and enjoy the weather. And then slowly the Eagles start playing better, and then all of a sudden, they're like winning. You're like, no, maybe I'll stick around. Maybe I'll watch another week.
Yeah. That's it. They get you.
It's just sometimes it's so hard, especially we're both here all our lives. This could be. It's so funny because when we did our last record, it's like, oh, it's a great time to be a Philly fan. It's always a gut punch. It feels like 99% of the time at the end, you just got punched in the gut. You got hooked. You know what it is? This is what it is. It's Lucy pulling the football away from Charlie Brown. It's like, this time she's going to hold. This time she's going to hold it. I'm going to kick it. This time for sure. It's like 50 years. And then you're running still, and you go to kick the ball, and you fly up in the air, and you fall on your fat ass. That's what every fucking week is. I'm going to have to bleep that. You know what I mean? I just... how long am I going to do this to myself?
You're so right. No, you're so right. You're so right. I mean, I was even in the car, like listening to WIP in the mornings. Billy's like, "What are you doing?" I mean, I was all in. Like, this is happening. This is my life right now. Don't talk to me about anything except for the Phillies. So dumb. So dumb. And then when they lost, it was like my world has just collapsed. I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm just wandering around in like a fog. I don't even know what I'm
going to be in the locker room being lifted on their shoulders, drinking champagne. They're going to send me a ring. Like, what the hell am I doing? I still got to go to work and pay my mortgage. I'm getting all upset. So dumb. All right, let's get on with the show. I'm aggravated now.
All right, we'll get on with it. Well, we've been yapping so much. I think, you know what? Let's just do one question today because we've got a good one that I know has fired you up in the past because we've talked about this a little bit. I know. I'm sorry.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep the fire going. All right, like it was just coming up next. We're going to do Kristin's questions. It's going to piss me off.
Okay, so we are back. We only have time for one question, but Bill, I know you've got a lot to say on this one, so I'm going to let you run with it. The question is, someone had asked about Zillow. We know we don't like Zillow here. Zillow Home Loans is offering a 1% down payment option to get more buyers. Bill, I'm going to let you run with this. They want to know what it's about. Does this sound like it sounds too good to be true? What are we looking at here?
Basically, Zillow comes up with this program to help first-time home buyers. I don't even know if you have to be a first-time home buyer, but it's I don't know if it's first-time home buyer, but it's buyers that are
do actually.
Okay, eligible.
It's just eligible home buyers
that need assistance with a down payment. So, ideally, right, when you're getting a mortgage, everyone tries to shoot for that 20%, right? So you don't carry any mortgage insurance, and it's just a good place to be. You get an 80%, loan to value mortgage on your property. You got a little bit of equity in the game, in case you need to sell right away or whatever. So Zillow comes up with this idea. Well, not everybody can do 20%. We got this 1% down payment plan to help try to boost home sales. This makes no sense in the current environment because, as you know, Kristin, and as we all know, the problem buyers are facing today is not the down payment, because there's already 3% down mortgage options. You can do conventional. Okay, so basically you're saving 2%, but you're not really saving. The problem the buyers are having, as we know, is the interest rate. And if you're putting down even less money on your down payment, your mortgage payment is now going to be even higher.
Even higher. Exactly.
It makes no sense at all. If you're telling me you're struggling with money where you can't save a down payment to get into a home where now the mortgage payment's going to be even higher, it's almost like they're not talking to realtors when they're coming up with these programs, or lenders. I don't know who they're talking to, because I've read it like 3 times. I'm like, let me make sure I'm not missing something.
Well, Zillow tried doing sales, and that
home
fell
renovations.
Through. I mean, they've tried a lot of different things. They've tried a lot of things. None of it's worked. So I don't know why they think this would work. Right now, it's only in Arizona, but they do plan to roll out into other states if it takes off. But right now, it's just in Arizona, and we love Arizona right now.
It's another Philly shot. Yeah.
Do you like the tie-in?
Yeah, no, honestly, it just doesn't make any sense because, again, that's not where buyers are having the problem. They had the down payment money. Okay, I'm sure some don't, but the majority buyers, the reason they're holding off is because they're looking at the monthly payment after we run closing costs for them. It has nothing to do with the down payment. And then, if you did that program and you're putting down less, again, you're even in a worse spot, where your monthly payment's even higher than it would be traditionally. So I don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
It's just, if they would have came up with an idea, if you're going to give money back, right? If you're going to try to give money back, then figure out a way to pay down the rate for the buyer. That's way better. That's a way better option for them. You know what I mean? Instead of a high 7, even a high 6 would help. You know what I mean? Or if you can get into a low 6 or something like that. I mean, now that makes sense. That's the actual problem today. Are they not watching the news? Like, where are they getting these ideas?
I don't know. It's such a bad idea. Yeah, their whole business model is, Zillow's whole business model is to sell advertising. That's their whole thing. So getting into buying and selling houses and offering renovation loans and this, like, it's not their wheelhouse. I don't know what they're doing. But you're absolutely right. It makes
so that's what they're doing
sense.
Right now. It's only in Arizona, and then
right now it's only in Arizona, and they're going to roll it out into other states soon if this works, I guess.
I mean, listen, could it work technically? Okay, yeah, but now you're putting a buyer who's having trouble financially into a property that maybe they really shouldn't be buying. Think about that. It's not just about that, that's not graduation day where it's all over after your settlement. Then now you have to pay for it. So
right.
Now you're talking about that's like 2008 problems. That's where we had problems with real estate, with the market.
Exactly.
Yeah, with the market.
Subprime lending.
Bursting. Then that's what the issue was there. Here it's totally different. Unless Zillow starts doing this shit more. You know what I mean? But
yeah. Well, I think the things you have to kind of think about, number one, like, how long will you be in the home? Because even if you're putting just 3% down and you're borrowing 97% of the purchase price, if your home prices come down a little, which they will, right now, home prices are so high. Even though the interest rates are high, home prices are also really high. You'll owe more on your mortgage than you could get if you sold it. If you're going to only stay, for a few years. If you're going to stay for more than 5 years, maybe rising home prices, you'll kind of even out. But So I think the thing you have to really think about is how long will you be in the home? I guess another thing to think about is like, is your income increasing? You know, like, are you a first-time home buyer where maybe you don't have a lot right now, but you're expecting your income to increase? But again, these are all so risky. These are all such risky propositions. There's nothing to me that makes this 1% a smart move for anyone. I mean, the main thing that you hit the nail on the head. The main thing is the less you put down, the higher your monthly payment will be. And with interest rates as high as they are, your monthly payment is already going to be quite high.
Yeah, I mean,
so
everywhere
why make
you
it
look,
higher?
like any news program, you're looking at any article, it spells it out that rates are affecting purchases right now. So why would you come up with a program that just talks about down payment and less of a down payment? If there was more of a down payment, if Zillow was giving them another 5% on their 20%, okay. I mean, there's some crazy thing like that. Then I'll be like, oh, well, I get that. Not a way to make your monthly even bigger. Well, that won't work. It's almost like they're throwing shit against the wall and just seeing if it works, seeing if it sticks. Or maybe they're just trying to use it as a headline that for articles. Maybe it is advertising. Maybe that's advertising. You know, I don't know.
Well, it could be. What? Nope. All press is good press? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe they just want to get back in front of the media again.
All right, Kristin, you're right. After that Phillies rant and the Zillow question, I'm wiped out. I had enough. So we'll wrap up this week, and we will reconvene at coffee break next week. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All
Looking forward to it.
Have a good weekend. I'll catch you next week.
All right. See you then.